Good morning, boys. In our last class, video number 2, we have discussed something about IUPAC naming of coordination compounds. So, in IUPAC naming of coordination compounds, I think that you have understood the procedure of naming. For clear understanding, here I have written 4 coordination compounds and see how am I writing their IUPAC names. First of all, the IUPAC naming of this one. Here nickel is the central metal, iron, these are the ligands, this is triphenyl phosphine, this is nitrito O, this is aqua. So you have to write the names of the ligands in their alphabetical order. First you will write aqua, then you will write the name of this one, then you will write the name of this one. So it is aqua, this one is nitrito O. ONO means nitrito O and NO2 means nitrito N. These are two ambidentate ligands, we have already discussed it. Nitrito O, then you write the name of this one. This is 2 times and its name starts with tri. If any ligand's name, in the name there is ditri, already ditri, or already there is number inside the ligand name, then for writing the 2 times of it you have to use bis, not di. For 3 times of it you have to write tris, not tri. Here it is 2 times, so you have to write bis. So bis, then you write the name of this ligand within the parenthesis, bis triphenyl phosphine, triphenyl phosphine, triphenyl phosphine, close the parenthesis. So we have written the names of the ligands, alphabetical order, aqua, nitrito O, bis, triphenyl phosphine. This T should be counted. It is the first alphabetic, first letter. This T should be considered because this is the part of the name of the ligand. Part of the name of the ligand. So T should be considered here. So that's why the order is aqua, nitrito and triphenyl phosphine. Then you write the name of the central metal, nickel. It is cationic complex because this counter ion is negative ion. So nickel, English name, nickel, oxidation number, it is -1, it is -1. So oxidation number of nickel is 2 plus 2. So you write nickel 2, nickel 2, and then at last you write the name of the counter ion, inorganic name, nitrate. Nitrate. So this is the IUPAC name of the first complex, first coordination compound, which we have written here. Come to the second. It's a cationic and anionic complex. Cationic name will have to be done by the cationic procedure. Anionic name, anionic part, name of the anionic part will be done with the anionic procedure. So first of all you have to write the cationic part, name of the cationic part, diamine, silver, it is English name, silver. Then you have to write the oxidation number, both silver, there is negative, total negative charge is -2, Cn2 to Cn -2. Therefore, +1 to it, +1 to it, divide equally. So silver 1. Then write the name of the anionic part, dicyano. It is the Latin name, anionic part. Latin name of silver is argentum. So argentate. 1. This is the name. In place of cyano, you can also write cyanido. Both are right. Number 3, here you see that ethane 1,2-diamine, this is oxalato, this is carbonyl. So order is first carbonyl, so dicarbonyl, carbonyl, then ethane 1,2-diamine, ethane 1,2-diamine, then oxalato, then cobalt, because it is cationic complex, counter ion is negative ion. So cobalt, English name cobalt, oxidation number, this is neutral, this is 2 minus, this is 1 minus, 3 minus. The oxidation number of cobalt is 3, plus 3, written in this way, cobalt, then name of the counter ion, inorganic name, bromide. Okay, so I think you can understand it and you will understand it clearly. Now come to the fourth. This is an anionic complex. This is the negative part. This is the positive part. So this is anionic complex. So anionic complex, first you write the name of the cation, zinc. Then same order, alphabetical order. This is nitrosyl. This is oxalato. So nitrosyl will come first. So zinc, dinitrosyl, dioxalato, dinitrosyl, dioxalato, then C platinum, so it will be platinate, and because it is an ionic complex, platinate, and oxidation number is total negative charge 2, into 2, 4, there is no subscript, so divide it 2 and 2. Zinc, you know that zinc is plus 2, so this is minus 2. So minus 2 means here it is minus 4, here it comes minus 2, so platinum is 2. Therefore, dioxalato, platinate 2. So these are the IUPAC names. IUPAC names, when you will construct the formula of coordination compounds, you can do by your own, remembering two things in mind, that oxidation number of that is the charge of the central metal, and the coordination number. I suggest you that whenever you will frame the formula, you give importance to coordination number 6. Try to make coordination number 6, you will be successful there, because almost all the 3D metal ions, they have 6 coordination number. If you want to make 4 coordinated compound, you will choose nickel and platinum. Nickel and platinum, they form 4 coordinated compound, also copper, nickel and platinum. So remember, 4 coordinated compound you will try to construct using copper, nickel and platinum. Say I have done it here, 4 coordinated, this is 4 coordinated. This is the coordination number 2 plus 1 plus 1, 4. There are 4 unidentate ligand, unidentate, 2, unidentate 1, unidentate 1. So total 4, coordination number 4, I have constructed it. And again, keeping in mind that nickel oxidation state, stable oxidation state is plus 2. So I have constructed the formula keeping in mind that nickel should be plus 2. Therefore, I have written that this is minus 1, this is minus 1. So it will be plus 2. You can write Cl, you can write in place of NO3, you can write any negative ion with minus 1 charge. Say Cn. You can write Cn here, you can write NO2 here. nitrite, okay? Just in this way, you can construct the formula. See, I have made 6 coordinated complex, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6, coordination number 6. Cobalt stable oxidation number is plus 3. So we have seen that plus 3, in order to do plus 3, we have put here one OX minus 2 and one Br minus 1. So total minus 3, therefore cobalt will have plus 3. You can construct the formulas of coordination compound by your own, and that is necessary for you, because whenever you give example of different types of isomers, you have to construct the formulas. Without constructing, it is very difficult for you to learn the formula of the coordination compounds while writing their examples. So better if you can construct the formula of coordination compounds by your own. Two things should be kept in mind. One is the oxidation state, at which oxidation state you are forming the formula, and another is coordination number. As I have told you, all 3D metal ions, they form 6 coordinated complexes. To take any 3D metal ion, chromium, cobalt, nickel, platinum, iron, 3D or 4D. And another is any 3D metal ion with oxidation number zinc plus 2, iron plus 2 plus 3, both you can do, nickel plus 2, cobalt plus 3, chromium plus 3, manganese plus 2, like this. So you have to compensate the oxidation number and you have to compensate the coordination number. Then your formula will be a correct formula. Now, next part is isomerism. Isomerism, if we talk about the isomerism of coordination compounds, basically they have two types of isomerism. One is structural isomerism and another is stereoisomerism. So stereoisomerism, this part has been deleted by the board from your syllabus. So structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism and stereo. Further in stereo, you will have two more types: geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. So this isomerism, stereoisomerism part is not in your syllabus. Structural isomerism part is in your syllabus. Structural isomerism, actually structure, depending upon the structure of the coordination compound. If there is any difference in the structure, but having the same formula, the isomerism is said to be structural isomerism. Structural isomerism, there are 4 types. What are the 4 types? Linkage isomerism, coordination isomerism, ionization isomerism, hydrate isomerism. So once again I am telling: linkage isomerism, coordination isomerism, ionization isomerism, hydrate or solvate isomerism, the 4th type. So see what they are actually. They are, the first one is linkage isomerism. Linkage isomerism, so better you will understand it if I give you the example first. So I am giving you the 2 isomers that belonging to linkage isomerism. The isomers are CO, I am making the formula by my own, NH3, try to make simple formula, whole 5, NO2, NO2. So NO2 carries negative charge, cobalt is plus 3, it is minus 1, so you have to write another counter ion or counter ions to compensate 2 minus charge. So I am writing is SO4. So SO4 2 minus and NO2 minus, so total 3 minus, so cobalt is getting 3 plus. And look at this formula, CO NH3 whole 5 ONO SO4. So see the difference in the structure. Difference is, here it is written NO2, here it is written ONO. NO2 means nitrite N and ONO means nitrite O. So linkage isomerism, this isomerism arises This isomerism arises due to the presence of an ambidentate ligand, linking the central metal ion through different donor sites. So here you know that here NO2 is linking to the central metal ion through nitrogen. Nitrogen is the donor site here, oxygen is the donor site here. So linkage isomerism, this isomerism arises due to the presence of an ambidentate ligand when joining to the central metal ion through different donor sites. Clear? This is the example. If you want to write another example with 4 coordination number, you can take platinum, you can take nickel, you can take copper. So Pt H2O whole 3 coordination number, one more Cn is ambidentate, you know. So platinum is +2, it is -1. So give one more -1, Br or Cl or NO3 as you like. This and Pt H2O whole 3 NC Br. So look at this example. I have constructed this formula with 4 coordination number, and I have constructed these formulas with 6 coordination number. So you can make it by your own and see how I am doing it here. So these are 2 linkage isomers. They are known as linkage isomers. So now it is clear what is linkage isomers. Come to the second. Second type is coordination isomerism. Coordination isomerism coordination isomerism. So again I am giving you a pair of examples of coordination isomers. Coordination isomerism, to understand coordination isomerism, here you see one of such pair is CO NH3 whole 6 Cr Cl6. Look at this. This is a coordination compound having cationic coordination entity, anionic coordination entity. So it is cationic anionic complex, coordination isomerism. Now, and it is Cr NH3 whole 6 CO Cl6. See what happened here? What change you observe here? See, ligands have been exchanged. The chloride ligands have come to cobalt and ammonia ligands have come to chromium. But we have just exchanged the ligands. These 6 ligands come here, these 6 ligands come here. But we are writing first this one. Why? Because this is the cationic part. When you write the formula of coordination compounds, ionic compounds, we must write cationic part first and then anionic part. Now see, this is a coordination, these two are coordination isomers. So coordination isomerism arises due to the exchange of ligands between the cationic and anionic species. I am telling again, the coordination isomerism arises due to the exchange of ligands between the cationic and anionic species containing different metal ions. It must be mentioned. Having different metal ions, here it is cobalt, here it is chromium. You cannot write chromium, chromium, both cases. This is the definition. So I have constructed a pair of coordination isomers with 6 coordination number 6, coordination number 6. Now I am constructing a pair of coordination isomers with coordination number 4. This one and this one, C. And just exchange it, the Cn minus the CN4 CN ligands will come to copper, and the water molecules will come to nickel. So first you write down the nickel part because it is the positive part, and this is the negative part, CuCN whole 4. So this is another pair of coordination isomers. Another pair of coordination isomers. Coordination isomers. Now third type. Third type is ionization isomerism. Ionization isomerism. Ionization isomerism. So there are total 4. I am writing the third type. One more type today I will discuss. So ionization isomerism, look at the examples first, then you will understand their definition. See the examples. This is Cr H2O whole 5 SO4 Cl and Cr H2O whole 5 Cl SO4. So see, here the coordination number is 6, 5 and 1, 6, sulfate, sulfate O. Sulfate is di-negative, 2 negative charges, but it acts as unidentate ligand. So unidentate 6, coordination number 6, oxidation number 2 minus and 1 minus, 3 minus, so it is 3. So see here, what change do you observe? This is the exchange. That chloride ion counter ion becomes the ligand and the ligand becomes the counter ion. So these cases, when this exchange is done, just like this, you will get ionization isomerism. So define it in this way. This isomerism arises due to the exchange of ligand and counter ion, such that the counter ion can act as a potential ligand. This exchange is only possible when the counter ion will also act as a potential ligand. So this is the definition. This arises due to the exchange of counter ion and ligand of a coordination compound such that the counter ion can also act as a potential ligand. So what you will see, if you add barium chloride solution to it, there will be no white PPT. See it, no white PPT, you will see the chemical proof of ionization isomerism. And if you add BaCl2 solution to this, then it will give a white precipitate. This is the test of sulfate. So it will give the taste of sulfate, but it will not give the taste of sulfate. On the other hand, if you add excess of silver nitrate to it, silver nitrate solution to it, you will get white PPT of silver chloride, white PPT. This will give the taste of chloride, but this will not give the taste of chloride. If you add silver nitrate to it, there will be no such white PPT. So see it here. So there will be no such white PPT in case of this one because chloride ions will not be furnished by it. So this is the proof of ionization isomerism. Ionization isomerism, just question like this pair will be given and question will be there that how do you chemically prove that they are ionization isomers. Then you have to write the test, chemical test. Either you write this test or you write this test. With silver nitrate, white PPT, with silver nitrate, no white PPT. So you have understood it, silver nitrate, no white PPT. So this is ionization isomerism. Now the last type is hydrate or solvate isomerism. Hydrate or solvate isomerism. Hydrate or solvate isomerism. Again, you first see the examples. Hydrate or solvate isomerism, what actually is it? If you consider this example, CO H2O whole 6 Cl3, hexa-aqua cobalt 3 chloride, and see the other HCO H2O whole 5 Cl Cl2 dot H2O. Then CO H2O whole 4 Cl2 outside Cl dot 2 H2O. Then CO H2O whole 3 Cl3 dot 3 H2O. So see the examples. Here you have no water of crystallization 0, water of crystallization 0, 1, 2, 3. So water of crystallization 0, water of crystallization 1, water of crystallization 2, water of crystallization 3. So solvate isomerism arises due to the different number of water molecules as ligand and water of crystallization. Why different number? It is 6 and 0, it is 5 and 1, it is 4 and 2, it is 3 and 3. So solvate isomerism, this isomerism arises due to the different number of water molecules acting as ligand and water of crystallization. So this is solvate isomerism. They are all solvate isomers, and you will observe their properties are different. They have different colors, they have different properties, they have different melting point, boiling point. They have the same formula, but their properties are different. So they are known as isomers. So these are the 4 different types of structural isomerism that I discussed before you today, and then we will continue the chapter again in our next lecture. Okay? Thank you, boys.